Welcome to Fantasy Baseball, Baseball, Baseball. I'm Dan O'Day along with Steve Romano. Hey, Steve.
Going, sir.
Let's talk about the head-to-head league, Field of Dreams, a league we've both been in for many years now. One of the most competitive head-to-head leagues I've ever been in because there were some interesting matchups. Let's go right to the big matchup. I was number one. I went against Mr. Awesome's Momos, who was number two, and he beat me pretty handedly.
6-3.
Yeah.
And you did have, and now you're 2.5 games behind him. So, yeah, you were a half game up in first. Now you're 2.5 back in second.
So this was an interesting matchup. So I go into Sunday. He's used all five of his moves, and I had a couple moves left. So I picked up a couple starters. One of them worked out, Scherzer. The other one, McGeevy, did not work out so great. But Scherzer gave me like 11 Ks. I was able to take him over. I won Ks 50-49 with that move. Like I barely eked by him, which was great because I lost 6-3. I would have lost worse. So that was a good move. It didn't affect my ERA and WHIP. McGeevy start because I was already ahead. But so it came down to this. I had a guy playing at the late game. All the other games are done, as you know, on Sunday, right? They got the late game, and I'm watching, and I go up, and it's six, it's 5-4, 6-4, and it's going back and forth, and then it gets to literally the last inning, and it was 4-5, but then I had a guy who made an out, Lindor, and he somehow got out up again in the last inning, and there was a runner on second, and RBIs was tied 33-30, runs was 29 for me, 30 for Momos, and average was 268 to 269 at the time I was down. If Lindor gets a hit and drives in that run, I go ahead in average, and the RBI tie is now mine, and it's 5-5.
Damn.
So I'm watching that at bat. And I'm like, and I figured it out because I was like, okay, I'm at 268. One hit will get me. And he made an out. He popped up to Matt Chapman, third baseman, and there it was. I lost in average. I didn't get that RBI. I could have been 5-5, but it was exciting to come down to that one at bat, realizing I could have squeaked out a 5-5 tie. But I didn't. I lost 3-6. Momo's team is strong. First place again. He was in first place earlier in the year, I believe.
Yep. They've dabbled several times. He's been a top three team all year, I believe, right?
Yeah, he has been. Momo's been at least top four in playoff contention. IP Tigers beat the Lollygaggers 9-0. IP Tigers needed that. Big win for him. SoCal Stat Challenge 9-1. Big win over Creek Expos because Creek Expos, at the time when he played them last week, was in fifth place, but now he's in ninth. So there was a big loss by Creek Expos.
And they've fallen to one game below 500.
Wow. So that was a big
So,
win
yeah,
by, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Losing by 8 in a week. Trust me, I've done it a couple times. It ain't good.
Well, now we bring that up. Carnival 9 beats you 8-1.
And I started out. It was 6-4 me on Thursday after Thursday's games, I think. So I was like, oh, okay. I did just have two good win weeks. If I can pull off like a 1 point win by over one of the better teams, this could go good. But then another weekend collapse by the big time Taters.
Big time collapse. It may have taken you out of contention. Carnival 9 went from the 9 position, now in the fifth position. So a big win. Juiced Up for Summer beat the Atlanta Braves 7-3. Juiced Up for Summer playing well.
Yeah, they've moved up to fourth place now.
Yeah, pretty impressive, actually.
And
Baltimore Chop and Humboldt Crabs. Go ahead about Juiced Up.
Juiced Up for Summer, if I'm looking at their schedule,
Yeah.
yeah, they just had a 7-3 and an 8-2, and the 8-2 was over Lumber Company the week before.
Yeah. I knew they've
And
been hot. Look at them in the fourth spot now.
oh, And check this out. I mean, sure, then they had a 5-5, a 4-6, a 4-6, but then a 7-3, a 3-5. They have a 9-0 under their belt against me, by the way. And
Wow.
they have a 10-0 under their belt.
Wow. So they are back playing well. Chop and Humboldt Crabs 5-5 tie. And then Lumber Company won 6-3, which was a good win over Raptor. But that kind of changed things up. Raptor Lumber Company is now third, and Raptor is sixth. Are they still in that position? Yes. Interesting
You
matchups.
know,
A couple people changed. I'm now in second place.
I'm looking through everybody's week by week schedule. I'm almost done. I think that there was only that one 10-0.
Whoa,
Is it?
really?
Yep. I mean, there's several 9-1s for sure. But it looks like that Juiced Up for Summer is the only team that pulled off a 10-0 so far.
Wow, they're in fourth place. And let's get to the standings, the current standings, and they have changed a little, but Momo's in first by 2.5 over me. Lumber Company 3.5 games back. Juiced Up for Summer 4.5 games back. Carnival 9, 6.5 games back, and Raptor 9 games back. Those are your playoff teams as of now. But it could change. We just had a ninth place team become a fifth place team, and these teams are all in it. The Baltimore Chop are half a game out of a playoff spot. The Atlanta Braves are 1 game out of a playoff spot. The Creek Expos are 2.5 games out of a playoff spot. Humboldt Crabs, 4 games back. That's it. And even the IP Tigers, they had a big win this past week. Look at that, Steve. IP Tigers is only 5.5 games back.
There's there's only 3 weeks to go though.
Yeah.
So is there enough time? I mean, assuming other teams do other things too. I mean, you have to be +6, +8 over the next three to
Which is
finish in that top six, don't you think?
absolutely, but it's doable. If Carnival can go from 9 to 5, I think all the way down to 10 for sure is in it. And IP Tigers is only a game and a half behind Humboldt Crabs at 11. So, I mean, if they had a couple big weeks, they just had a big week. They're still in it. SoCal Stat Challenge, Big Time Taters, and Mighty Lollygaggers probably out of playoff contention, but playing well, making moves because you got to stay active. It affects the playoffs
Yeah,
and who,
yeah,
who
yeah.
wins. Always, everybody, which I love this league for. But I really think all the way down to 11th place IB Tigers, it's a longer shot because they are a game and a half behind 10th, the commish. And obviously, Creek Expos only, what the Creek Expos are 2.5 games back at ninth spot. So those are for sure in it. But Humboldt Crabs and IP Tigers at 10-11, I say, are still in it with 3 weeks left.
Sure, but I'll give you that. But next week, when there's only two left, if they're still hovering around that distance, then it's over.
Well, let's take a look real quick to see who they're playing because that matters. And everyone should play. Humboldt Crabs are playing Creek Expos. They're ranked 10 and 9, and IP Tigers are playing up the hot Juiced Up for Summers. Juiced Up for
Mm.
Summer. That's a big matchup. That's this week. So that's going to matter too. Who they play. Some teams
Who's
playing
who
better than
does
others. Yeah.
who does 7 and 8 play? Baltimore Chop at 7 and Atlanta Braves at 8.
Right. Baltimore Chop plays the Big Time Taters, who are 13th.
Oh, yeah,
And
good. It's
Atlanta
a good
Braves
week
are
to be
playing
a Chop.
Raptor. The Raptor at 6, so 8 against 6 this week.
So 8 and 6 is a big one for sure.
And then I'm playing
And if
Lumber
I'm
Company too. I'm 2 and he's 3. Another big matchup. So
mm,
yeah, you are totally. You need to play good this week for the teams that are not the Baltimore
well,
Chop.
I would say, yeah, the teams that like if there's someone who gets to play me and lollygaggers as the in two of their last three, that's much better than someone who has to play, Stony and Awesome Mojo in
And to be
two of their
honest with you,
last
I would
three.
not want to play SoCal Stat Challenge because if I'm correct, you can maybe do a quick look. I believe they've been decently hot the last 3, 4 weeks.
So, well, they definitely were good last week. So-called stat challenge. My. Yeah, they had a 9-1 win this past week. Before that, they were 8-2. Before that, they were 7-3. Before that, they were 6-3.
Wow, so they're coming on
So,
strong. I mean, still way back there, and they're thinking, hey, if IP's in it, I'm only half game behind IP. Maybe I'm in it too. And with 3 weeks like that, maybe they could be in it. I don't know, depending who they go up against. But they are hot. I would not want to face them either. Yeah, obviously, who your matchup is matters, but very exciting league as always. And any interesting pickups you want to go over this week? I did have my nice pickup. I picked up Scherzer, and boy, did he perform!
yeah, that's kind of shocking, but worked for you.
Yeah, it worked for me. Well, that's the kind of moves you make on a Sunday, trying to win your strikeout category. You hope you can pick up somebody who strikes out 11 people, and then you win the strikeout category by one.
And it helps too, like if you're going into the game where like your ERA is already like 4.2 for the week, then you don't really care. It's worth any gamble to try to get the K's, you know?
Actually, my
But
ERA
it,
and WHIP were not that great, but his ERA and WHIP were so bad that I was like, it's going to be fine. It doesn't matter.
right. Oh, yeah, that's even better.
That's even better. Absolutely. So that was a nice pickup I used all 5 of my moves, as did Momo this past week, which, I think is, always fun if you can make the moves like we've talked about before. Do you have players to drop? Looking real quick, I think I see Polanco was added by Humboldt Crabs last Monday. I don't know if Lewis was picked up by Momo's. Um, Matt Shaw picked up by Momo's. That could be a good pickup. He seems to be playing a little better.
Yeah. Burleson was out there, that makes sense in a three outfielder league that he would still be there, but he has stretches where he's kind of really good.
Humboldt Crabs
Luis
picked up
Hurt.
Garcia for $6. I like that pickup. As you know, spend your money if you got a Garcia
Yep.
outfielder for the Rangers. Money spent. Arias, you were just saying, it was picked up by the Braves. Um,
Yeah.
Not a lot
I
of
mean,
counting stats, but decent average runs.
yeah, I would hope I mean, I know it's a 14-team league, so the waiver wire is thin, and I could see where he'd be one of the highest ranked guys available. But what is he really bringing to these small rosters?
Well, if you
Like
know
you said,
what,
he doesn't.
if you're behind to the cat runs by 1 run, and you got a person who's not starting today, there's a guy
Oh,
you pick
sure.
up to
Yeah.
get that run. So, I mean, I think it comes down to that sometimes, picking up these guys, especially on
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday. And listen to this Sunday. I started with Scherzer and I dropped Woods Richardson and I picked up McGreevy and dropped Allen just to get some starters in there. I did that at 12:07 on Sunday. I was up still. Baltimore Chop spent $10 on Walker, San Francisco. I guess he's closing now.
That, oh, yeah. Well, he closed for a bunch last year too, right?
I know.
Last year he was a elite setup guy who took over when Camille Duvall fell
Duvall.
apart.
Exactly. When Duvall fell apart, I don't know. Is Duvall doing the same thing again? Because Walker picked up by $10. Good roll of the dice there. Because as you know, saves are always looking for saves.
Yep.
And then a lot of other moves. Estrada was picked up. Uh, Perkins was dropped. Estrada was a relief pitcher. I think he actually got a win that night. Rice, the catcher was picked up. Gonzalez was dropped. Sagona, starter, and Lopez was dropped by you. Sands was picked up by you. Vasil was dropped. Cantillo was dropped, and Finnegan was Cantillo was picked up, and Finnegan was dropped. Finnegan, is he not closing any longer?
I was just trying to get a starter in there because I was looking for the innings and the Ks, and his stats. He's got one save over the past month,
Oh
and
my
his
God!
and his ERA's like 9, and his WHIP's like 1.6.
Oh my gosh! Wow, I had no idea Finnegan was Finnegan. That's me. I had no idea he was pitching so bad. I just like his name. Other moves. So these are all on Sunday, by the way. Brown was picked up. Horton was dropped. Naylor was added. Trammell, the outfielder, was picked up, and Taylor, the pitcher, was dropped. Gordon was picked up. He's a starter for Raptor. So a lot of moves made on Sunday. That's teams looking for stats.
Yep, a lot. It's awesome.
It is awesome, and we have a very active league. As you know, I lead the league in moves with 75, and the next highest is Kamish, and the Baltimore Chop tied with 52 moves. So very active. Also, Raptor has 41 moves. SoCal Stat Challenge with 45 moves, one ahead of him, and then still on our watch, Creek Expos has finally broke double digits now with 10 moves on the year.
Hey, there was 12 moves made on Sunday morning. That's kind of cool.
Sunday morning at yeah, absolutely. And then the other move watch, as I just brought up, how Creek Expos went over 10. That's a lot of moves on Sunday. Is that Lumber Company still only 5 moves on the year, currently in third place?
Yeah, that's one of the all-time drafts.
I'm
To,
I-
right?
I'm baffled
It's a
by that.
Hall of Fame draft.
I think so. I mean, at this pace, definitely under 10. But wow, a great season by them. Fun league, really getting down and dirty. I say 9 to 11 teams are still in it, or 12 because SoCat Stat Challenge is playing so well lately. Fun league. I'm Dan O'Day. That's the Steve Romano. That is the Field of Dreams head-to-head league. Cheers.
Have a good one.